Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me? We're gonna give it like 1 minute or so for people to come in. Okay. We came in live a little bit late today because I wanted to see what's gonna happen in the market after all what we have seen over the news in the last couple of days. So let's get one step back and see what happened. So what we are dealing with here is some kind of macroeconomics, means that external factors affecting the stock market. Okay. And mainly we're talking about the new tariff that the President Trump want to impose on Canada and Mexico and China, and how this is going to affect the market. So there are a lot of things to talk about here, but I'm going to try to summarize as much as possible. So tariffs are never good for economy, because basically you are imposing some extra fees on the imports coming from another country, and whether they are for good reasons or bad reasons, that's not the subject of discussion here. We are interested in analyzing the effects or the impacts. So the impacts on the US are gonna be mainly on the consumers, because we are importing a lot of goods from Canada and from Mexico. From Canada we are getting oil, we're getting lumber, we're getting medicine, we're getting a lot of things. And by increasing the prices by 25%, this means that that extra cost will be transferred or will be paid by the end customers. How this is going to affect us? It's going to affect us, but things are going to get a little bit expensive, and this will in turn maybe increase the inflation a little bit. On the Mexican side, we are importing a lot of vegetables, a lot of consumer goods as well, and it will have the same effect. I think that the whole decision is because China is providing Mexico with a lot of electronics, a lot of electric cars, and vehicle spare parts in a discounted prices, and then Mexico is using the North American trade treaty to export it back to the US, and hence affecting the local industry in the US. So again, I'm not going to discuss the reasons, but this is going to affect how the market reacted to this, and we're going to see this on the chart. So we opened today very very deep in the red, like minus 22% on SPY, and we left a gap here between Friday and Monday. That gap has been almost filled now, and as we can see, we have been bearish since I would say since Friday we have been bearish based on this news. Now I did not want to get live in the morning because I knew that we have a gap. This gap might be filled, and this is exactly what happened. So we filled the gap here on SPY. Okay, Same thing, I guess, on Nasdaq. We also QQQ. We also had this gap here, okay, and we filled it in the morning. So now I believe that we are gonna be back to the bearish sentiment. I do not see strong catalyst to go further, although we can, from the technical point of view. Technical analysis points to that we have a room to go up all the way on QQQ to 526 and SPY all the way maybe to the next level. Next level is 600 or even 602. That's very possible, but the market sentiment is what might actually stop us and drop us back in. If we are going to talk pure technical and we assume that we had a bearish trend since the morning or since Friday, right now with this pullback on SPY, we are actually only at the 38.2 fib level, which means that we are still bearish trend. We haven't yet got the full reversal. This is only 5 minutes. If we want to go in the 15 minute, we will find that the pullback is still, we are inside the Ishimoku cloud here, means that this is not decisive that we are gonna switch back bullish. Looking to other stuff, let's see the dollar index. Dollar index also opened up on a gap, and remember, as we said many times, when the dollar gaps up, stocks will gap down. So this is also the gap that we have found on the DXY, the US dollar index, in the morning. All right, and somebody here is asking, are we still in the SPY calls? We have taken these calls, we have taken a good profit on it, and as a matter of fact, we should always adhere to the risk management. We should not actually hold into any trade so long. So if you took profit once or twice on a trade, the best practice here is to set your stop loss to your entry price so that you can exit winning. You never know what's going to happen, especially with 0 day to expire options. That's very risky. So always protect your capital by consistently taking profits and setting your stop loss to the entry. We are winning, so why would you actually keep this? Okay, if you are talking about the puts, the same thing applies here. The puts are still up. It's actually right now at break even. It's right now, it's 592 put. It's at 27 cents right now. This is just break even right now, depending on your entry. I'm going back on SPY to 5 minutes again. So if you haven't actually taken profit or you are not comfortable, I would say that it's time to manage your position accordingly. So the SPY here tried to break up the SMA and EMA, and immediately got rejected to the downside. I see some room for the downside here on the puts, and while we are speaking, it's still going down. I think that there is a very good chance that it will go down here. There is a death cross here, death cross on the EMA. The histogram on the MACD was actually negative, so it might actually go back down. However, when you look to the chart in general, you will see a lot of wicks. Okay, that's a wick here, that's a wick here, a lot of wicks here and there, which only tells us that the market is indecisive. And I would say that in days like these, and I would say for the entire of the week, we should get in and get out very quickly if you want to day trade. For swings, it's even more challenging because you don't know what's going to happen. Like some news I just heard now is that the administration is pausing those tariffs on Mexico, which is going to give another confusing signal to the market. Now, over the weekend, they said there are tariffs 25%. Now they're saying it's paused. So this is uncertainty. And in uncertainty, you better take the maximum risk management that you can. So I would avoid actually going into long-term positions or long-term swings. And while we speak here, the puts that you are asking about here, Ryan, it's 10% already. So it's now 30 cents. So if you haven't closed before, you can close it now or set your stop loss. But again, from what I see here on the chart, it has a room to go down. This area here doesn't have any support. It already broke the EMA, SMA, so it can still go down here. We will see. We will keep monitoring this. Okay, and this is a live trade together. This is what I think is going to happen. There is nothing stopping it from going down. We are 13% now. And let me know if you have taken this trade. If you haven't, yeah, you can always get to the next trade. And if you can receive my signals, good. I try always to tell you before I get into something. I will always tell you, not always, but most of the time, I will tell you that I'm watching this, watching that to get ready. If you don't receive my signals, please DM me and I will point you, I will direct you in the right direction. Okay, so that's on SPY, moving well, 13%. Okay, make sure you do not turn a green trade into red. Okay, do not turn a green trade into red. Please do yourself a favor. What else we can check? We can also check what are the. So we are done with this trade. Let's go and check what we have today for the earnings. So today we have Palantir. Okay, that's Palantir today. So let me delete all of that and get back to you. So Palantir is bullish. However, today is the earnings, and the earning play is very, very risky. The fact about Palantir is that I believe it is over-evaluated. Okay, it has been up so much in the last, I would say, 6 months, like, or even, yeah. So let's see this. So starting maybe from the last earnings here up till today, that's 300% up. Okay, which is so much. So remember, guys, that the evaluation of the stocks are very important. And if a stock like this has been up for very very high areas, very high limits now, ATH, on the earning call, the investors will always ask the hard question: what's next? Okay, we have done very good. What's next now? Are we expecting the same run in the next 3, 6, 9, or 12 months? Or are we going to have a less expectations? And based on this, based on the answers of this tough question, the stock is gonna react after earnings. So if you are playing Palantir, please pay attention to this, especially that the revenue is not that big. We are talking about $775 million. That's a dwarf. That's not a big revenue compared to others. And I think that the stock actually has been up that much, 300%, based purely on speculations, not on fundamental analysis. And this is my own opinion. So be aware here. I'm not saying whether you take puts or take calls or buy or sell. I'm not saying this, but if you are gonna play this, you have to be very careful, because I would from the technical point of view, I can see here that this is on the daily, by the way. So I can see that we have a double top here, okay, with the earning coming in, with the market sentiment. It's very, very possible that we take a dip at least to the 80s right now, or maybe mid 70s. We will see. It's only a few hours. We will see that. But this is my own evaluation. That's very over-evaluated stock. Now, what else do we have this week? I think this week we do have Google. Yeah, we have Google this week as well. Where is Google? Google. Okay, Google. And going back to SPY still showing bearish. It's still trying here to resist a little bit. I'm not very happy about those wicks, but overall it should actually, at least it shouldn't be very bullish at least today. I think that we might go back and test this level. That's in my opinion. Now going back to Google, as you can see, let me delete all these drawings. So as you can see, here is the Google daily. It's definitely bullish. This is the bullish pennant here. You can see that we have broken it to the upside. It dropped a little bit down here just because of the news and the market sentiment, but it's very biased actually to go up and continue. Now the earnings of today is about the performance on the last 3 months. So I don't think that these earnings are going to be affected by today. However, what they're going to say in the earning call is what is going to matter. What's the forecast to the next year? What's the forecast for the next quarter? Do they expect growth in different sectors or in different industries that they have, or they do not? And remember, this is even more important than the earnings themselves. Historically, there was like a mixed performance when it comes to Google. Like, for example, here, when we talk about here, they made the earnings, but afterwards they dropped. Here, they dropped. Although they made the earning, they beat the expectations, but they dropped. Here it is. This is the earning on 23rd of July 2024, but then the stock actually dropped dramatically, dropped around, say, if we go here, dropped around 6% in the next 2 days. Okay, here again. Now, as I said, it's mixed. It doesn't have a certain pattern. So here, they also beat the expectations by a lot. Like the EPS was like 14, almost 15%. The revenue was almost 2% up, which is good. They actually, the stock jumped 9% in the next 1 day. So again, it all depends on their forecast, what they're going to talk about. So be careful if you're playing Google. I do not speculate. Earning plays are 100% speculations. They have nothing to do with technical analysis. So in my opinion, it's just a matter of gambling. SPY is still going down. We are 20% up on the latest trade. We have also taken Tesla today. Okay, and Tesla right now, that call is 50% up. Sorry, that put. So congratulations if you caught that. We took this trade at $1. Okay, right now it's 1.6. This is 60%, and we have taken it somewhere here. As far as I remember, it was here. And we are taking it all the way down. It is subject actually for even more profits if we are gonna give away all the gains that the stock made this morning. I don't see any reason why it cannot go down here. So if you got in Tesla with me, please leave a comment here to make me feel happy about it, that some people made money. So we have SPY, Ryan is 31% now, okay? So we are good. That's all good today, guys. 3 winning trades, and let me just at SPY 592, P is 35% up, and Tesla is right now 60%. Okay, let me go over the watch list that I gave you yesterday. And again, if you're not receiving my watch list or you're not receiving my signals, please DM me. I'm gonna put here my Discord. It is, I think you know it. Or you can leave a comment with your Discord. I will send you a message either way. So this is a Discord if you're not receiving my signals or my watch list. Okay, let's go back very quickly to the watch list and see. I know that this is not my usual time for live, but today is a special case. Because of this news, I don't want to, on such days, I typically don't like to enter in the beginning of the day. I like to wait, see how the market is going to react, and then enter. And it's working very well for us. We waited, we took calls, and then we took puts, and we won everything today. Where is the watch list? Okay, the watch list. Okay, let's start. So Nvidia. Yeah, Tesla. So Tesla was on the watch list. We made the trade. We won. Congratulations. Next one is Apple. Let's see, Apple. We discussed Google. Let's see how Apple is doing. So, so for Apple, that's the daily. Let's go to the 10 minutes. As you can see, Apple is showing weakness. Okay. What we have triggered is that if we broke that level up for longs, you cannot enter. I mean, it's recommended to enter only if we break over this level to the upside, but this didn't happen, right? And we gapped at the market open, and since then we are actually in weakness. Right now, if we want to determine the levels, if you want to play the downside, it's very easy. So we just take our fibs here and see how we can play this. Now this fib level here at 226 is acting as a support. Let me also get the SVPs and see what kind of levels that we can get. Yeah, SVP is also same level here. So the next trade for Apple to the downside is that if we break this level and retested it, so we can go down, I don't know, It's gonna be ugly actually, because this level has been, I would say, at least to the 219 level here, at least. This was a very very strong resistance, but you got here, if you want to watch this, you need to watch for the breakdown and retest for this level, something like that, and you can actually exit if the SMA is broken to the upside. So this is gonna be a good R2R for you. Okay, what's next? Next is UPS. Okay, UPS tanked after the earnings, and again, what made it tank is not really the EPS, because they have actually beaten the expectations when it comes to the EPS, and it's not even the revenue. It's based on what they said in the earning calls. So in the earning calls, they said that, okay, we're cutting business with Amazon to 50%, and this is gonna affect the revenues, and this is why it tanked. Now we are here, we're still bearish at the top of the channel here, top of Ishimoku. So I would say that this stock is biased actually, or set up for maybe another leg down all the way here, and if we reach here, it can go further down to this side. Now what about the bullish side? Bullish side, if and only if we broke this level to the upside here. Coinbase is the next. If you have questions, guys, you can just type. I can read your comments. Next is gonna be Coinbase, as I said, and this is very correlated to Bitcoin, as we know. So Bitcoin actually had a dip yesterday all the way to $91,000, and then it recovered today morning, reaching 99,000. This is still not our highest level yet, but as you can see here, there is a bullish pennant forming. So if we kept the momentum and we broke up this bullish momentum, we can continue going up. So how does actually coin look like? So coin, let me just write this. Okay, I got this here. This is the level of support for coin. That's the resistance. So the SMA here is acting as a kind of support, but if this level here did not hold, I expect that we go back and visit that level. If yes, it might try to break this level and go back up to that one. I mean, to be honest, at this time, I don't like it. Maybe it's gonna get better in the late afternoon or tomorrow, but I don't like it right now. It's not a clean setup, in my opinion. So we have also Microsoft. Microsoft, like everybody else, got the hit and then filled the gap. Actually, there was no gap, I would think of. but it's still trading a range here. That range between the 414 and the 408. No, see this? See this? This is a no trade zone for us. I wouldn't trade this. Okay. Any questions for me? I know that I was late today, but as I explained why I'm late, maybe I will go again live tomorrow after things are a little bit clearer when it comes to the macroeconomics. But again, you know how to reach me, whether here in comments or in Discord. So congratulations if you caught any of the 3 winning trades today. If not, you can always stay tuned and take the next ones. Alright guys, have